Oh, and welcome to the All Things Borough podcast. I think it's episode 45, I think it is. I'm Alan, and I'm here with my generous and lovely co-hosts, Simon and Tom. Boys, how are you tonight?
I'm pretty good, thank you. A nice summer's evening. It feels weird. It's the first time we're recording with actual daylight outside because obviously we record quite
Yeah,
late.
yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
genuinely the first time I've been able to have my veranda open, have some sun coming in. So it feels
Have you had
already
some?
feels like quite a good one.
Have you had some nice sunny weather down there, down in Bournemouth
You know what?
today?
It literally just as we were talking, it was tipping it down with rain. But
Oh, right.
it's been genuinely the last few days has been lovely. I actually come out in like a t-shirt and Farnborough shirt. So it's been a nice few days. How about you, Simon, up there?
Yeah. Well, have you been running down the beach, Tom? Today, have you been running down
Not
there? But
I
no,
was thinking
David
about, but I
Hasselhoff,
hadn't actually.
Baywatch X. You know.
It would be like that if I were to, of course. But
Yeah.
no, I haven't been today.
I was going to say all the birds flocking towards you. You know,
Yeah,
pigeons and seagulls, obviously. No actual
mainly.
proper girls. You know what I mean? Obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never really. But no, yeah, no, it's been a lovely day. Same
Very
in
nice.
Loughborough.
No, but
Must
I
have done
did.
any work today.
No, but I was off today. I had the right result. Got into court, and there was two jurors sick. So happy days. Off I went back to the hotel room, back to bed, couple of hours, and then
No
and
birds
then
flocking to you then, Simon.
never,
Or
never. No, only the pigeons on the roof. And I try and shoot those. But
no,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, a bit like Harry Brown, Michael Caine's character in that film, where he gets his gun. He says, "I want to shoot the pigeons." That's me.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, the no, it's been a bit April showery today. I got out for a run in between the showers. It was all right. So when you only run around the block for 5 minutes, it's not too hard. And
yeah.
then yeah, went and got a bit of dinner from Tesco's up the road. Had that. So it was a bit of a tuna and sweet corn pasta salad this evening. That was all right.
Disgusting. Sounds.
Yeah, disgusting evening, disgusting. I'm waiting. I'm looking forward to German doner kebab bowl and get one free tomorrow night though. So that's
Yeah,
happy days.
that's
Happy
that's
days.
Uh,
more like it.
Yeah, happy days.
the
More
life,
of my
the
more of
life,
my
the
usual
life
dietary
and
requirements.
dietary requirements of Simon Watson in
Of a
hotels.
soon to be heart attack victim. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Sounds like the worst fitness book ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the Joe Wicks book, except it's back to front and upside down. That's it.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. Happy days. So
yeah.
yeah, it's been
Right
all
to
right.
left.
Looking forward to our interview with our special prize winning guest this evening.
Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah,
so as everybody listening and watching on YouTube knows that we did a competition a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Now,
Yeah, it was for
guess
the
Maidstone and
Maidstone game.
the
Maidstone
Maidstone
game.
game. That was
Yeah,
it. Yeah, to guess the
I
result.
said prize winning. It's more sort of booby prize. I don't know who drew the
Yeah,
shortest straw really, but
yeah.
unlucky. Yeah.
But yeah. So um, our winner tonight is Michael Davies. Good evening, Michael.
Good evening, all.
How are you?
I'm fine. Glad to be on here. And was it a winning prize? No, it's just lucky guess. Just
So it's like
don't
one of
worry
the
about it.
it's like one of those tombolas. You need to get a zero or five ticket number, don't you? And then you realise you get a can of baked beans. It's one of those, isn't it?
Uh,
Really?
I think it
I
was one
don't
of
think the
those
prize was
where
that good.
Yeah,
it was one of those where
yeah,
yeah, everybody was just so like was really confident of us winning that no one guessed that we lose, and we literally had to go down on the minute of the goal. The goal was scored, and that's where you won. And then when I spoke to you about it on the phone, the first thing you said to me was you don't realise who you've got because
Yes.
all I saw on your Twitter or X as it's now called bio is you are a chairman of of grassroots football, but you didn't say what club it is. So for the listeners and for the people watching on YouTube, why don't you explain to everybody what it is you do?
Well, I'm involved with the club with quite a lot of few things, actually. A
This
lot of
is
people know
Farnborough,
me,
yeah.
yeah, Farnborough Football Club. A lot of people know me as the groundsman or the mad mascot or the gentleman that plays with all the mascots, and don't take that the wrong way,
no,
but they'll keep them entertained before the game and everything else. But I am involved with Farnborough Junior Academy, the
That's it,
youth
yeah.
club from 8-year-olds up to 16s, where they go and join Leo and Ben in the academy. So we've been running that now for 3.5 years, and I've become the chairman this year because Spencer, Rob, and Kev demanded it. Really,
Oh, it's like one of those roles no one wanted, and you were the only one available.
I was vice chair for a while, and because of work commitments, I was very busy. But as I had a very good working relationship with the first team and the club anyway, they kind of stepped me forward to take over and to build stronger ties and relationships, which we've been doing. So it's been quite an interesting year this year. So
yeah.
In what ways, Michael? Has
couple of
it's been interesting? What's the sort of the highlights and the sort of the lowlights of it all? Really,
we've been running mini kickers on a Sunday, but we've passed that over to now the community trust.
Yep.
They're taking it on board, but that was originally brought up is by the junior academy, so we're bringing young players through like that. But this year was the first time we had interaction with the True Academy training some of our teams.
Okay.
What was that?
Hello?
Sorry, the True Academy. What was that exactly?
Oh,
Oh no, have we lost him?
He's gone. He's gone.
Oh no.
oh
We're gonna have to
no.
talk amongst ourselves for a couple of minutes
Yeah,
while
yeah, yeah.
We can talk the
Michael
Maidstone
sorts out
result
his.
was. What
Yeah,
did we
go on
make?
then.
And Taunton, I suppose. What did we make of it, boys? Maidstone
The
first.
Taunton game.
I don't mind.
Yeah, we'll do a reverse order. Yeah, so it gets
Cool.
more happy as we get nearer, get further away from it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Dyer. Well, and Dyer. Shit goal, wasn't it? It's bad goal from a corner, and then another one, and then it just never looked like scoring, did we? Really, it was just one of them games where it was a bit like
from listening to the radio,
How was it coming across?
like...
How was it, Tom? How was it coming across? Like from on the commentary.
I think they painted the picture quite well for what it was, because there was a lot of the use of the phrase and they, for all the credit we give Ben, Neil, and Carl as commentators, they didn't inspire much hope, because from quite early, I'd say in the second half, they were leaving it one of those days, and it sounded like everything we heard before. But
that is all true, though.
yeah,
that is all true. It was terrible.
Apologies. It's all
back.
Michael's
back.
Michael back.
Come back.
So we were just filling. We were just filling in, Michael. We were just filling in with about the Taunton game on Saturday.
I'm actually quite glad you came in when we did, because I was about to slip my wrist and hang myself.
Yeah, you wouldn't be the only one splitting your wrist then, either.
Blimey, I'm just looking at your video there. You just had a shower on or something. What's going on there?
No, I just shot into the kitchen.
Oh,
so,
I see. Fair enough.
Just change locations, yeah.
Yeah. You see, I'm a bit like Spencer, very suspicious. After if it all fails, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's right. No, sorry, Mark. Anyway, we'll get back to what you were saying. What you mentioned about did you say True Academy? Just explain what that is exactly.
No, we're talking about mini kickers. So what we did with the mini kickers and all that, we worked with them, and that's to take over community trust now. So we're getting 40 to 45 under eights every Sunday down at Farnborough Football Club. If you want to come along, please do.
Yeah, I brought my little boy, actually.
Not
me, obviously. Too young.
He's the size of an 8-year-old.
Yeah. I brought my little boy down there. He just turned 3, so he's went to his second session last Sunday. Yeah, he's getting into it a bit more now. It's good though. I have to say, the level of the coaching from James, and you got James and Dennis down there, and a few of the other guys. And Matt obviously comes down as well. Matt took the younger group this week, and it's really good. I was quite impressed with it, actually. It's quite good. They're doing that. It's proper. It's not basic football. It's like proper coaching. It's very good. I was quite impressed.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with James is one of our coaches. He runs one of our football teams anyway. As you all know, he's available with runs the women's football as well.
Yeah.
So he's also the vice chairman of the youth academy, which he keeps quiet to himself.
Oh, right, okay.
He's in much in depth as involved with it all as everyone else. So
he's quite good. Yeah, he's quite good. Matt's quite good as well. He brings a lot of kind of sort of a humour to it as well. I think he's good. I know Matt. We met well on the podcast. We know Matt quite well. Anyway, throughout the season, obviously we know he's a shirt sponsor as well, and does a lot around the ground, a lot of the club. So he brings
not just
another side to it.
Sponsor of Farnborough, he also sponsors the junior academy for us as well.
He does, he does.
So he literally, it's the same shirt all the way through. If you notice with the mini kickers,
yeah,
he all the way through now to the first team, which keeps
Yeah.
one of the things we've tried to bring in. It's a
Yeah, it brings a bit
consistent.
of continuity, isn't it? And it's
Yeah,
yeah, it's great. Yeah,
Consistency.
shout out to Matt. He's a top bloke.
yeah. So no, that's one of the key things we wanted to bring in this year. We're talking about the academy was
Yeah,
trying to continuity. So I mean, first time we revealed the kit to the players this year, I mean, we had under 16s looking at the kit, going, "Oh my god, it's the same as the first team," which
Yeah.
is it's an amazing feeling. It's
yeah,
amazing that,
yeah,
and having Ben and Leo come from the academy as well to come down and train them as well. It suddenly dawned on everyone that the club is now all becoming as one,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
It's great. And
really,
also the ladies team as well have the same shirt. Obviously, they've got a slightly different sponsor for them, which is nice. But yeah, they've got I think they've had the same response from the ladies teams as well. Having when we spoke to them that they're so impressed with having the same shirts, having the same kit as the men, and it's all continuity. They really love it. Love putting on the jersey.
I'm glad you mentioned the ladies team. I don't. It was announced about 4 weeks ago that the junior academy has arranged a pathway from
Lovely.
the junior academy all the way through to the ladies team with the
Hmm.
support of Craig. So
Yeah,
this year we are launching, fingers crossed, potentially our first 6 or 7 women's teams from the academy, junior academy, going into the first team. So
And
that's
what age groups? Age groups would they be?
we got 2 teams for looking at potentially 7 and 8, so starting real grassroots from mini kickers, etc., like
Yeah.
that. And we've had interest from other teams, whole teams, coming across to join the pathway. 12, 15, 16, and a couple more. We're in a process of
And
negotiating
that
with them.
and those teams will come in under the Farnborough name and
Uh,
badge, and
under
they'll be
Farnborough and Brad. Yep, under the Farnborough
okay.
name,
That's
under
good.
the Farnborough badge, will be run by the academy with the steps
Yeah.
going into the B team, then onto the first team, depending
Yeah.
on the quality and skill levels.
Sure. No, exactly. Yeah, but it's good. It's that sort of thing, especially with the female teams. It's come quite quickly, considering they only really started this season with the first team and the B team, and then all of a sudden now they've got this female player pathway to go to run alongside the academy as well. It's come that sort of side of things has come by really quickly.
Oh, it's really taken us by surprise because when we originally we only put the message out once or twice on Twitter and social media, not really pushed it just to get a feeler and whatever. And within, I think it was 6 days, we had something like 8 or 9 teams approach us and other academies that are not linked to any other football teams. We've got no pathways come and approach us. So there's a lot of negotiations going back and forth on that at the moment.
Mm.
So at one point, me and Craig were a little bit worried because the women's side of it might be quite a bit bigger than the boys' side of it. but
yeah,
it's as we believe in football for all, so it's
yeah.
really
Yeah.
good.
That
It's a
I
lovely
mean, yeah,
thing to have.
you mentioned about the ladies' side probably being bigger than the male side, but that's probably because there's a lot of male sides who've already got teams already going and they've already got their own system in place. So and a lot of the ladies' teams haven't got that, so they're thinking this is a great opportunity to get our girls involved in a proper setup. So
And
I can see
it's
I can see
creating
why it
almost
would
an
be.
equal stead. And it's the difference between equity and equality, I suppose, is growing one half more and maybe be more generous so they equal out together.
Mhm.
I
Like,
think the key point of this is Farnborough Football Club itself, how they brought it into it and how they felt support it all. I mean, let's be honest, there's not many ladies teams that actually turn around and go, do you know what, you can play at the stadium.
No,
Yeah.
that's very
exactly.
true.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that is very true. I mean,
Uh,
that's one of the bigger pulls as well. We spoke to a few of the ladies players across the season, but also at the beginning of the season, the number one thing they all came back to us on when we said what you're looking forward to most was probably playing at the ground. That was the biggest
Yeah.
thing. Obviously, wearing the kit,
Yeah.
playing at the ground, and playing for a proper team at a proper stadium. Because when they go away from home, they end up playing on park pitches pretty much, don't they?
Yeah.
Clearing up the dog turd before the games and all that sort of rubbish. You know what I mean? It ain't great.
oh, we're used to
And
that
also,
at Glutes level. Don't worry
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that.
I
but
remember
also
doing
with
I remember doing that on Sundays when I played. Yeah. Get the
yeah,
pitch
no,
beforehand.
exactly, yeah.
Don't slide in that corner. There's a great big turd in the middle of it. Don't
But
do that.
also with the women's first team as well, when they played their very first game at the ground, it was sort of we were there, weren't we, Simon? It was sort of a quite a nervous occasion for them,
Well, that
wasn't
friendly
it?
they played.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got hammered.
yeah,
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 they were
yeah.
5-1 down at half time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
But they felt, but
they
you
almost
could
like
see.
froze, didn't they?
Yeah, you could see how nervous they were and how sort of in awe they were of being in the ground and that. And I mean, even like me and Tom, when me and Tom trained with the for the
Oh, the
Hampshire Cup
men's
game.
team.
Yeah, for the men's team, when we got on the ground, it looks so much
It
different
is.
when you're there on the pitch to being in the stands, and you just sort of you end up looking around, going, "Oh my God, look at this
It feels a
place."
lot bigger on the pitch. I can say
Yeah,
that for sure.
Yeah, I know that feeling every Saturday when I'm walking
Yeah.
around.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
does
yeah,
feel a lot bigger.
When
you
you're
know it better than most
chasing
of the
all the little
players.
mascots around.
Yeah, and some of them are quite good, so don't. It's embarrassing.
So are you the new? Don't know if you this might not resonate with you, but would you say you're the new Cyril the Swan of the mascot world, Michael?
Uh,
Notorious.
no, I would not say that at all. I mean, yeah, I think it's just something I've got involved with through Mikey and all that. So I enjoy it. Everyone seems to enjoy it when we do it. It's become a very good package. I mean, you saw on Saturday we had 19 mascots for the final game of the
Yeah, there's a
season,
lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it just made it feel like a really good occasion. I thought
yeah.
until his final whistle, but we won't talk about that here.
Yeah, the less of the better there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
no, I
I
know.
know. Mike did
Last,
a. Mike did a really good job of rounding them all up. We were at the game quite
yeah,
early and we were having a chat with Matt
yeah.
and a couple of photographers we were having a chat with and a couple of other people. And he was Mike was going around rounding them all up. So if people
Even
think
some away,
that
you even got some of the some kids from the away team some
yeah,
of the Taunton kids
yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
yeah,
on
really
to
good.
walk out with
Yeah,
with the Taunton lot as well,
yeah.
which
So
I thought was
if
really good.
anybody thinks that Mike's job's over, but over before kickoff, before an hour before kickoff, he's put all the
Yeah,
load of the kit out and swept it all through, and it's all ready to go. Then you got another
It's
thing coming.
far
He
from
gets
it.
involved in all sorts.
He's very
uh,
hard working part of the club.
put it this way, I want Mike's job. He does a hell of a lot, and
it's
uh,
more than just a kit man, isn't it?
without him, he wouldn't be where we are today. I don't
Yeah,
think
No,
no,
it's a
exactly.
strange saying to say that, but
yeah,
he's just such an effort, such a nice guy, and makes
Yeah,
everyone feel welcomed.
yeah. Well, no, he's in
yeah,
the ground on a Thursday night and a Friday night, washing the kit normally and getting it all ready, and then he's in at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, getting it all ready and set out. So his match day starts at 9 a.m. Then it's so for the home game. So it's a long old day for him.
I think that's the one thing I will like to put out on here actually is how the volunteers, and they are all volunteers. I mean, there was comments on Facebook the other day about being paid. No one at that
I've
club,
seen this.
no one at this club gets paid. We all
yeah,
volunteer. I mean, there's the likes of Kevin and Phil who do the grounds, Dennis and
Yeah.
Sean. They're in from 7 o'clock in the morning on a match day. Don't go home till 7, 8 o'clock the following that evening. Many a time that some of the other groundsmen, the very important game against Yeovil, there were
yeah,
six ground staff there at 7 o'clock in the morning drying the pitch. We were the
Yeah,
only game on that day, and without the support and help of all the volunteers of the ground staff, things like that don't happen.
yeah,
So I've got
yeah.
an
yeah.
opportunity to say thanks. I even know I'm one of them, but I think without them, nothing could get done.
Oh yeah,
No,
definitely. I
exactly.
agree
Yeah,
with you
no,
totally, Michael. Yeah,
absolutely.
it's
Completely.
Any
it,
club,
yeah,
any club like this and below as well. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't function without the volunteers, without those people. Nothing gets done. Nothing happens. A game won't happen.
yeah. I mean
And that's it.
that Yeovil game was a prime example of that. I mean, obviously we had the bit of help from Oldest Shop with some of the equipment, but that equipment still has to be used and driven in the correct way. Yeah, yeah, hats off to all the people. As everyone knows, in non-league football, is it doesn't run without volunteers and people,
Yeah,
giving up their time to help clubs run. So it's a big chapeau to all of those people who are involved in it, not just Farnborough, all the clubs at this level and lower that give up their time to help clubs function. So without them, they wouldn't function. Wouldn't be any football at this below football league standard otherwise.
yeah.
Wouldn't be signed as a division
Well
order.
done for reaffirming the point I already made.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did it.
And mention
I like
Aldershot.
to make the
And
episode.
he
This is why the
mentioned all the
episode.
shot as well.
Yeah, I've got to get a plug in summer. Yeah, I like this is why the episodes go longer than they should do because I keep repeating whatever Alan says. So
Yeah.
in a
I
more
Anyway,
thought you,
eloquent way, I would say. Yeah.
I thought you were just plugging for some freebies there or something. Hang on.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's trying to get free season tickets from Aldershot.
yeah, they're in the post apparently. In the post. Yeah.
He's just a big Haley Gandor fan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. We're getting back. He didn't play, did he? Like on Saturday, I saw.
he didn't
Didn't
play
get a
Saturday,
game.
no.
Nah.
Yeah, a bit of a
He
shame.
won't be playing in the playoffs either.
No, they don't. No one be getting in.
No
No,
way.
Well,
no, no. They won't even get
anyway,
in. Yes.
Michael, before Simon descends on his love of Aldershot again, um, so you've been like you became chairman of the youth academy this year, was it?
Yeah, this year I officially become chairman. Year before, 2 years before that, I was vice chair.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean,
So
I think
before, have
the
you
reason
always been involved with the academy? So before, like you with like
Mm,
vice chair, were you how far back does your career
well,
with your life with Farnborough go?
I'm actually a newbie to Farnborough. I'll be honest.
Oh well,
I only moved over this way because of work, and my youngest son Matthew used to play football with Kevin Boy at a different
right,
club,
yeah.
and uh, he plays as a goalkeeper. He's a very good standard, and it all came about was Kevin went, "Your boy shouldn't be playing here. You should be playing over at Farnborough. Come along for the trial." So you came along for the
That's
trial.
technically that's tapping up, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
UEFA would have a
definitely.
word there.
Yeah. He came over for the trial and had the goalkeeping training and everything else, and they signed him straight away.
Oh, good.
And I come across as a friend with Kevin. I started just giving him a hand here or there, and he said, "Oh, you can," because he knew quite a nice guy. Apparently, I am. Don't know why, but helped him on match days doing a couple of bits. And then I got to know Scott Cunningham quite well, who was running all the academy stuff. And he found out about my history, where I was a vice chair at Caterham Pumas, which was one of the biggest clubs in Surrey. I helped develop that club go from, was it about 17 teams to 28. I still
Right.
speak to the chairman over there now. They're running 87 different teams. They've got their own grounds. They've got 32 women's teams, three disabled teams, one deaf team, one blind team. And it was all from a fingerprint stuff what I left when I was there. So Scott asked me to get involved with Farnborough, and I'm looking at hopefully building a similar setup over here, but it does take time and
Yeah,
money and finance.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I was going to say, how is it all done by sponsors? Or and obviously, I'm assuming like with the like the younger age groups, like from the under 6 and 7, they all pay some sort of yearly
Yeah,
subs, do they?
each year a player will pay a certain amount of subs to the
Yeah,
club. It'll be a one-off fee they can do over a minimum set time.
mm.
It's not as set, but we believe in football for all, so it's done at a reasonable rate. It's run
Mm.
as a non-profit organisation, so there is no profit in this.
Yeah,
Everything we raise, everything we bring in goes into training, referees, developing coaches, winter training, kits, balls. You can imagine how many footballs we go
yeah,
through, paying
yeah,
referees.
yeah,
So we, as a club, we've decided to do it that it's a one-off fee. There is no extra expense for any parents or anything else during the season, unless they go into a tournament or something off the manager's own back, and it's down to the manager. A lot of our managers are absolutely brilliant. They will pay it out of their own pocket,
mm.
just to support everything. But as a club, we will support everything. At the end of the season, we do an awards. Every player gets an award, a club appreciation award. And then we get the basic special award, manager awards, etc. through the season. This year, with the help of our sponsor Trade Tech, we're doing Club Person of the Year. So they will be getting a shield. And that shield will be passed from person to person who does the most around the club and things like that. But no, it's building in line, getting everyone ready. So as they get from 8, 9, 10, they're enjoying football, they're playing football. When they get through to 13, 14, they're developing themselves with the skill sets of the coaches of James other coaches that are really good for them. And when they get into 16, 17, we're preparing them ready, training twice a week for academy level and moving on into Farnborough if they want to.
No, right. Okay, that's good. I didn't realise that the academy sort of side of things was that big.
I mean, it's growing. It's not. It's on our side. It's as I say. We this year we're going to be launching two. I think it's two under sevens and one under 18. So there'll be new teams.
Yeah.
We'll be losing our under 16s team because 3 or 4 of them ago. Well, all 16 had a trial. 11 of them were offered places, and I believe 3 or 4 maybe accepted the place. So
Right.
I'm happy with a 33% potentially going into the academy from grassroots football, which we started 3 years ago. So even if one of them could turn out to be the next CJ Fern, that's a good step.
That's a great step because obviously he's just been given his testimonial.
Yeah.
Especially at the age he is, I think that's a big point of this, and I think a big factor. If you can create a CJ Fern, a player who just loves the club just purely through giving them a chance early and having them for a long time, and that creates a great sort of foundation to have the right sort of players at the club, I think.
Yeah, there's a big advantage. I mean, the under 16s have got potential to play friendlies against the academy side at Farnborough, so that's all been agreed. So just to have them, they've trained on that pitch as well. So to have them to train in the facilities and be involved around with people that train, the likes of CJ Fern or other players that are coming through slowly, gives them belief that themselves that one day they could be good enough.
And do any of the first team lads like CJ Fern drop in sometimes and maybe help out or come and say hello or
they
watch
always
games
say
maybe?
hello. Yeah, they always say hello. A lot of the players have been down to the mini kickers for the younger players to come through. I think it's a bit more difficult for the older players because it's kind of they want to be part of it and everything else, but they have their own commitments. But because training's always a bit later and the distance they travel, but they always make an effort to come and say hello at match days and talk to players and things like that. Or Steve Baker's another shout out. He's already agreed from the coaches to have a training, our managers to have a training day with Steve. So
brilliant.
That's a breaking news. So we'll be sorting that out in the summer. He's aware of it. I'm aware of it. So it's also allows all the coaches to just ask some questions of some very technical coaches of how can you do this and how you can do that. So it's improved coaches as well as players.
No, yeah, that's a really good thing to do because Steve, like I said, Steve he's a UEFA A, isn't he? UEFA A coach, I think.
Yes.
He's obviously managed clubs in his time as well. Farnborough being one. He was there when, like I said, when me and Tom were doing the training with the for the Hampshire Cup team. He was there. He was warming us up and training us. He was really good. I mean, he was putting us through. I mean, I'm over 40 years old, so I was definitely put through my paces in about 5 minutes. But he was giving us a good go, wasn't
he? Yeah, and I don't think it was quite 5 minutes for me, but it was a hard session, and he I can say that he knows what he's doing.
Well, yeah, I did hear that apparently Alan had done the warm up and he limped off injured. So that was it at the end. So
No. I told you I scored twice past Matt.
After he'd had a lie down on the milkshake,
I scored twice. I scored twice past Matt.
And then
he might have been out of the goal for one of them, but.
Oh, that's not the story I heard. I thought Matt decided to let him in, but no.
Yeah, that's what he told me as well, Mike. He felt like he needed to give Alan a bit of confidence, otherwise he wasn't going to get.
That's why he's Farnborough's number 2 keeper.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'll be training myself up for that one.
So it sounds like things are going from strength to strength on the academy side, especially obviously like we said earlier with the female pathway coming in for next season.
Yeah, it's as I said, I can't warrant enough to say it's a growing. We're hoping to improve and get some better. I'm I'm reaching out because I'll use this podcast as well. If anyone knows of any grounds that where potentially Farnborough Junior Academy can take over as a whole and rent on a permanent basis, we'll really consider looking into it, considering it, because at the moment we've got 3 pitches all around the place. But as I said, if I could build an area where I can get them all together under one thing, it would benefit the whole academy.
So what pitches are you using currently then?
We use Cove at the moment and Moore Road, but we've now just got King George's Park and Lafferman Road as well. So we've increased the number of pitches we're now using. We get them through a company called Selco, everyone's probably heard of, but they're fully supportive of us. They're fully behind us. So they're helping us to develop everything as well.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, I mean, King George Field is a massive area, so it's quite a few pitches. I remember we used to play down there, Simon, when we were young teens playing for Sunday League. Simon's not even listening. Oh yeah,
No,
I switched off there. Yeah.
yeah.
Everton almost scored against Chelsea, so I was a bit like, oh god, there we go. He put it over, thank goodness. But,
Simon's always got his priorities straight when it comes to the podcast episodes.
That's right. Podcast is always a distant second to Chelsea, I'm afraid. Yeah,
it's good that you've got all these various different pitches that you can use for all the different levels. But obviously, like you say, it would be good if you had one big area that everyone can use to play on, so you're not having to move all over the place and every other weekend.
Yeah, everybody knows where they're going then as well, which is good.
Yeah,
we're down at the training pitch. You know what I mean? Everyone knows.
The big advantage of it, I feel, is that we can have training at the same time, and all the teams and all the clubs are training. Then every manager can help every other manager and help improve everyone through it. So
exactly. Yeah.
One of the key things and key looks I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's what all the bigger bigger clubs, teams like Reading, for example, built their own training ground for that reason as well. They've almost sold it, but anyway, that's another story. But
they never accepted my offer.
They never sold it in the end.
We know
Wickham had a stronger one.
Yeah, we know 15 million is pocket change for you, Michael. Anyway, you know what I mean. But even so, we are in a cost of living crisis, so it is what it is, really, isn't it? But it does. I mean, it does help when you got a training facility and everybody knows that's the training ground. Everybody goes there, and as you say, everyone training at the same time. It's everyone helping out each other. It's really good. So especially a few weeks we haven't got maybe enough numbers for a certain level, they can all chip in with everybody else. It's really good.
That's right. You can mix age groups and mix skill sets.
No, exactly.
Yeah, which is another developmental tool, isn't it? So hopefully something's going to rise. If anybody's listening's got a spare sort of 10 acres, get in touch.
Yeah, I could give another job.
yeah. Happy days. So it's really good. The all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes is what we like to try and get these kind of things mentioned on the podcast throughout the season. We've been trying our best to put things out there because a lot of fans don't really understand or know what's going on in football, what goes on behind the scenes. There's a lot more going on in the background than there is actually on the pitch on a Saturday afternoon with the first team. There's loads of stuff going on all the time and things to develop for the future of the club to keep things sustained and keep the pathway, like one of the worst the pathway to success going. You know what I mean? It's not just otherwise you're just relying on getting 5 or 6 really good transfers in every season, and sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Sometimes you need to fall back on the on maybe your plan B on your foundations and your B team players and your youth players to bring in. So that'd be great if they can do it.
If we can save the club £10,000, £20,000 a year in players, that's what we should do.
That travels a long way at this level as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm struggling to think other than CJ. Obviously, CJ is an exceptional example because he come through like that academy and he stayed for the last 10 years. But I'm struggling to think of anyone else.
28.
Anyone else that's done it in that time since CJ. I can't think. Has there been many academy players that have made the odd first team appearance over the years?
I think there's been an odd one or two appearances, but nothing sustained, as I say.
Yeah.
No, and I think there was players who had in our academy and then joined another academy, and then maybe came back, like a Jed Wallace, or I think the same thing happened to Jamal Lowe. Actually, I think he spent some time now, but other than they obviously were nowhere near actually growing into Farnborough's lineup straight from the academy as well.
Yeah, but so do we have like I know we've got the under 16. Do we have like a does it go up to any higher than that at the minute?
No, because we tried to get them into the academy because then it'd be under the teachings of them, and they get the education, they get all the sports
Yeah.
rules, so it's all properly done and everything else. So yeah, we may be continuing an under 17 side next year, depending on the numbers. But if we lose 4 or 5 players to different academies, because they've not just applied to Farnborough, they've applied to
Mm,
others, it's very hard. And also,
yeah.
from experience, once they start getting into exams and college and everything else, and then they find a couple of things called beer and girls. So
Yeah.
it becomes even
Yeah.
harder.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah, I think
I
it's
mean,
there-
something
there-
I know all
something that
about
happened
that.
to me to something that happened to me and Simon many years ago.
yeah, it was more the beer than the girls, but
Yeah.
it was yeah, they are the pitfalls of adult life, aren't they? They've ruined many a footballer's dreams. Yeah,
I think I'm discovering that at uni now.
Which the beer or the girls?
Nah, the both. To be
Definitely,
fair,
definitely
definitely
just
the beer.
definitely the beer, definitely.
I could say both, but I think
Right, yeah.
yeah, I think I
Mind you, he,
realised
he lives
not
he
my
lives with
football
three
dream.
girls in his flat there, don't you? Well,
Five.
five. See,
Yeah.
they're on his doorstep. Yeah, he's too afraid to knock on the door with a sock over his genitals. You know what I mean? He's
No.
too afraid. You know
Oh
what I mean?
God, Simon.
Oh,
Oh,
Simon.
Family
that's an
shame.
image.
Family shame, brother
Simon.
Simon.
Well, as long as it's a thick sock.
Oh,
Family show, Simon. Right, let's skate over that.
uh,
I'll keep giving him my advice and pearls of wisdom, but he doesn't take no notice. I don't quite
my
know
brother
why.
listens to
Yeah, I think your dad listens to this, doesn't he?
yeah, he does as well. To be fair,
Yeah, well,
yeah,
steer him away from the middle part of this episode.
yeah. I will. I'll make sure. I say, don't. You won't be interested next week. I'll tell
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
So
so just
I want to
asking for a
keep
sock or
Alan.
two.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, Alan, I need to keep Alan busy with the editing, so he'll be editing away furiously.
I don't think I'm sorry. I don't think there's any way I can edit that out.
No.
Happy
Too
days.
much going on in the background
Yeah,
around it.
Yeah.
He's managed to keep that one in.
right, finally
But
got a dirty comment in. Finally,
there'll be some comments coming from listeners and that. So guaranteed.
yeah, they'll be saying
But Michael, so
more,
is
more,
there
more. They'll be saying more of that.
is there just trying to stop Simon from talking really? Is there obviously like you're saying like once they get to that 16, 17 years old age and they move on to other academies that they've applied for and that. So obviously there must be a plan to sort of try and keep those players in and build them up so they can go to under 18s, under 20s, and then move on to the first team because at the minute if we're stopping under 16s, we're not going to get those that pathway, are we?
The original plan was to go straight into the academy with Ben and Leo taking charge, everything else,
Yeah,
because the reason behind it is if we keep going 17, 18s, it's fair enough. It's potentially lack of pitches because
yeah,
facilities in Farnborough at the moment for a number of pitches is very hard.
yeah,
Training facilities, trying to get hold of training facilities within the Farnborough borough is extremely hard.
yeah.
I mean, I've reached out to people. I've even reached out to some of our rivals at Bracknell to see if we can use their 4G pitches at certain points of the year at a cost.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I haven't the whole pitch because they do all that. But
But that all comes at a cost as well.
I'm hearing rumours that Farnborough may be going, but we hear them rumours year on year out. And if that ever happens, we could use that pitch. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Yeah, it's something we had a chat about. I'm a bit of an advocate for 3 and 4G pitches myself, and having seen Bracknell's one, it is really good, and obviously they could use it all year round, perfect. 15% of the cost of a grass pitch, etc., and all of that. But but yeah, it is. If you end up getting too many promotions up to the football league, you've got to rip it up, and it's what's happened to Sutton is they've fallen
Put
foul
serious
of that
money.
because I mean they've lost 150 grand's worth a year in revenue. So because they had to rip their pitch up, so it's a bit daft. I mean, for me, I'd say the football league needs to look at it and actually allow it up to championship level. They should allow 3G pitches up to in League One and
And
League
then
Two
at
as
that
well,
point,
really.
at that point, then you're going to have players play their whole careers on them, and then go to the Premier League and not be able to play on grass.
Well, yeah, yes and no. I mean, most players have played on grass, in my opinion.
Also, there are like a
Premier
few
League pitches.
pitfalls of having these 3G pitches or 4G pitches. You do get a lot of ankle injuries, knee injuries from them.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I
you get
think
a lot
that
of knees.
the technology of it needs to improve still in order to make it
I
safer
mean,
playing
the
for
hybrid
fans.
pitches are the way to go, but instead of £1 million for a 4G grid, a hybrid pitch is about 5 million. So, you
Yeah,
Yeah,
know,
Yeah,
it's even
yeah.
worse.
Yeah,
It's
a lot of
just,
it,
yeah,
a lot of it to do with footwear as well, because a lot of players wear
yeah.
blades now, and blades are a bit of a problem, even on a grass pitch. A lot of players are wearing blades, and they're causing the injuries. So it might be the footwear also could be a bit of a problem, and the two things combined, I think, are probably an issue. But
yeah.
yeah,
don't talk to me about footwear because
No, I know.
when I was a player, it was leather boots. Now it's a bit of plastic around your foot.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, nothing on top even. You know, all those metatarsal injuries you had a few years ago. Wayne
Yeah,
Rooney's, for example, that was all saying that because there's no protection on top of the boot anymore, so you get a stud down your foot, you end up breaking
You're
Funny.
done.
something rather than just having be a bit sore the next morning. So yeah, nightmare. But mind you, when we all played, I think it's all a bygone era now, isn't it? It's all changed.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Tom don't know he's born.
I
Uh,
know.
oh, that's a proper old man comment, that, isn't it? I don't know you're born.
Oh, that's it.
I'm bored.
I've been
You
through two world
turned up,
wars. Yeah.
you turned up on the pitch on a Sunday or a Saturday with a different colour pair of boots than black. You were first to be
Yeah, you're
hit.
getting folded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we had that. I used to wear a pair of white boots because I was an idiot, and I used to, all the older lads in the team would say, "God, you're going to get absolutely smashed wearing those, mate."
yeah,
And
yeah,
sure enough, about 5 minutes in, bang.
yeah,
Yeah, you had to be.
yeah,
I got told from a
You have to be a
very early
very
point.
special player.
Yeah, you got to be
Yes.
effing decent if you're going to wear those, mate.
yeah,
And yeah, and
yeah.
I wasn't. So yeah. So yeah, there we go.
No,
Happy days.
but right. We're just gonna we're coming to the end of the episode. But so we've got a question for you that was left to us by our last guest. And your job is obviously to answer it, but your job now is to think of a question for our next guest. Okay, so
Yep. Okay.
hopefully you've
Whilst we
been
give
sort of
you one
thinking
to
about it.
answer yourself.
Yeah. So this came from our last guest from our last episode, which was Neil Baker. He obviously didn't know who was coming on the next episode, so but it seemed quite good. He said, "What's your first memory of Farnborough Football Club, and what was your first away game?"
Oh, good question. First away game was Slough. It was just a convenient game to go to. Travelled with the away fans, not so far, and I actually wanted to see what then the community stadium was like. And
Yeah.
honestly, I hate it.
You
It's
don't
too
like to see it.
sterile. It's too sterile. It's too modern. It's got no atmosphere. The food's rubbish.
Yeah.
So no, yeah. So that was the biggest one. I mean, Haverford. I've been to Hartley Whitney. Hartley Whitney was good. Hampton and Richmond. I've been around a few of the players' stadiums now,
Yeah.
but it was just Slough was the first one because it was the nearest one.
When was that?
Fair enough.
When was that? Was that this season or was that a few years ago?
About
Oh,
a few years ago now.
Okay.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know if it's improved since?
I went this season. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
They locked us in a little corner. I don't know why.
Oh, bloody
I
Uh,
remember
hell.
seeing a
No.
video or something. Yeah.
I wouldn't. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone would know, to be honest.
Yeah. We're me and Al a bit. Obviously me and Alan are going down to Weymouth on Saturday for the
And I.
last game, and Tom will be there as well. He's travelling from
You going
slightly
down on
nearer.
the coach?
Nah,
I'm,
we
No,
I'm,
no, no,
going.
no.
he's down in Bournemouth anyway, Tom, aren't you? But
Yeah.
me and Al are making our own way because
Oh, right.
we're going Friday night. So we're making a
Oh, you're
proper
going down
weekend of
Friday
it.
night. There's quite a
Yeah,
few going down Friday night.
yeah.
I should be
Yeah.
down Saturday.
Yeah, we're going down. Simon's obviously got work Friday, so he'll be down. He'll be the last one down. But me and one of our other friends, Mark, will be there. We're going to
6 o'clock.
Poole. My mum's got a caravan in Poole, so we're staying there, and then on Saturday we'll drive to. It's only 45 minutes to Weymouth, so we'll all drive there on a Saturday, and then drive back to Poole after the game, and then have a few drinks afterwards.
Yeah.
Go see
Whether
Harry at the
whether
Sandbag.
celebrating or commiserating.
Yeah,
go
dropping at Harry's house on the way for. Sure, he let us in. Knocking
yeah.
the door.
Knock on his door, he won't mind.
Nah, they'd be all right. He's pretty
Yeah,
welcome.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're at what Brendan was my point actually. We're a bit concerned because there's apparently they're segregating us, aren't they? For Weymouth.
I heard
It
that.
seems
Yeah,
like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it seems like it.
yeah.
Yeah,
After the events of the last game, I feel like it's kind of punishing the wrong people, but you can understand the sort of sentiment.
yeah,
But I
maybe.
don't think it was really a Farnborough fans issue as much as a Weymouth fans issue.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I don't think I wasn't even at that game. I don't think when all that happened.
Just
But
from
Yeah,
what
I
I've made.
was. It was the one I told you about where Jack got abused.
yeah,
Somebody made some comment
Yes,
about
it
his
was.
family and that, wasn't it?
yeah, that
Yeah,
wasn't nice.
Yeah,
A
not good.
it wasn't
disgusting
a,
Weymouth fan.
Then they were having a fight in the car
it
park.
wasn't a very good place
Yeah.
to be.
No, they were fighting each
No.
other in the car park afterwards as well. Bloody
Yeah.
idiot. So, yeah, not good. Not good.
But yeah. Anyway, so what is your question for our next
For our
guest? And
next
bear in
guest.
mind, like we said before, we don't know. You
Could be a
don't know who our
player,
next
a
guest is going to be.
coach,
Could
a
be
fan.
anybody.
Yeah, here's my question. It's quite a weird one because I'm involved with a lot of stuff on match day. So, what can the club do to enhance the experience for fans?
Okay.
Very good.
I think that's a really good question.
To
That'd be interesting.
enhance.
That'd be an interesting question actually, that Mark, because we've got a sort of a slight idea who might be coming on next. So it's actually might be quite good. Might be quite good for them to answer
I
that.
think every question we've had so far from the previous person has worked perfectly, actually.
Yeah, so we don't know for sure who it is yet, but we've got pretty good idea who it might be. But yeah, it'd be interesting what that person says.
I look at it from a groundsman and things like that with the mascots and everything else. It's a really good experience. But I mean, we've done the fan zone, we've done everything, but it's just what can we do
next? Yeah.
What's
what more?
next level?
Have you got any thoughts on that, Michael? Answering your own question, as it were.
Yeah,
Bit
we need a
Simon.
couple of trumpet players and a decent drummer.
Yeah, well, there you go. So that's instead of being a mascot, you could be one of them one-man bands, Michael. You could turn up with a drum on your back and do all of that.
I think it's down to them uni boys to do all that. They need to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, nothing else. They
don't
do anything else anyway, do they? During the week, Yeah, happy days.
Right. Anyway, so
there is one question I've got to ask, and it's really bugging me. Right? It's for Tom at Bournemouth Uni. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you studying there? Because the reason I left, because my wife studied 3 years there, and I spent most of my life at Bournemouth Uni.
Yeah. I'm doing photography. It's the same campus, but it's technically a different university, the arts one.
Oh, right.
It's next door, but it's sort of all the same people and everyone going through. But yeah, photography myself.
Oh, that's good. Nice to hear.
Yeah, he's a very good budding photographer.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Shoot for Farnborough.
Yeah, I just hope he doesn't put any of those photographs he's taken recently in his portfolio. So I don't think he's going to get a bit marked, to be fair. But anyway.
What you mean, the ones with the tops?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they all seem a bit blurry, and everyone's head's chopped off the top. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, I'm sure he'll improve. That's what he's doing. He's learning all about it, isn't he? I thought you were doing some kind of sand and water testing or something down there. The perfect place for it, isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be quite a good photography course.
Yeah. Surfing down at Boscombe. No, I thought that's what you were doing. Surfboard technology analysis. Yeah.
Right.
Happy days.
Yeah. So I think we're going to end it there, Michael. So I just want to say thanks a lot for coming on. Thanks for winning the eventual winner of the competition. But yeah, thanks for coming on and talking to us about your role and roles within the club and what's going on with the academy as well. It all sounds like it's going to be going up. It's all upwards trajectory at the minute.
Yep, I think so. One last saying for me: keep an eye on social media. If you've got any players that want to come along and join the youth academy, 2nd of June we've got a trials day, so it will be all over socials.
Yeah, where's that taking place, Mark? Is that actually at Sherwood? Is it?
It'll be at Cove.
At Cove.
We can't use Farnborough because they've got a few more games of the boxing fight coming up soon.
Oh well, okay, good stuff.
Okay.
That's Cove, as in Cove FC on Kennels Lane, yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's Cove Green. Well, all the details will be on the social media.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, we'll look out for that.
All right.
We'll plug that a bit more, obviously, as it gets a bit
Yeah,
nearer
well,
as well.
yeah,
So
as it comes, yeah,
yeah,
we'll be doing a load of retweeting and
yeah,
commenting on that as well. So
yeah,
so we'll get that out. So yeah, anybody that's listening, thanks for listening tonight. Anyone that's
yeah.
watching on YouTube,
Just,
thanks a
just,
lot for watching.
just before we do sign off, though, I do want to say thanks, Michael, for your. I was going to say fantastic prediction, but it was as bad as everybody
Yeah.
else's, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We did have sort of Laurel, Corals and Ladbrokes lined up for you to do their weekly tips analysis, but they got wind that your prediction was actually pretty terrible, so they withdrew their offer. Apologies about that.
I'm glad you didn't have him to line up too, Lion, because my results from yesterday were dire.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. As were everybody else's, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from as Alan knows, my predictions are always fantastic and always come true. So especially my Worthing getting second place
I see your
prediction.
wording, yeah.
Yeah, that went down really. As soon as I did that, they lost 4 games on the trot, I think, didn't they? So there we go.
I'm sure now we've mentioned you have Sky Bet on the blower. So
Yeah, they're in the wings. Sky better in the wings. In fact, I think they're going to use me. They're going to use me as an anti-tipper. I think they said.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, right, yeah. So that's it. We're gonna say goodnight, say goodbye. Thanks a lot, Michael, for coming on. It's
Thank you,
been a real
Michael.
pleasure. It's been great talking to you, and we'll see you around the ground for next season. And are you going down to Weymouth?
Yeah, I'll be at Weymouth. So thanks
Yeah,
for
so
having
good.
me. I'll see you at
We'll
Weymouth.
see.
Oh yeah, we'll
See
see.
you
Yeah,
later,
we'll see you Saturday. Apologies
no
if
worries.
Alan's too drunk to remember his own name by then, but we have got to draw straws actually on who's going to drive to Weymouth. So one of us will be completely sober and miserable, and the other two won't be. So happy days.
Mind you, there is a direct train.
That's where I'll be.
You know what?
That's where I'll be on.
That's not a bad shout, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Right. So yeah, don't go anywhere, Michael. Just before we'll chat when we finish. But lads, Simon, Tom, let's say goodnight.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Good
Good
night.
night. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys. Good night. It's good night from me. And don't forget to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel when you watch this. And it's a good night from us.